What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz the Adult. All right, man, look. Who is that? That's towel around the neck biz. Oops. All right, man, look. Alexander Usyk versus Deontay Wilder. Who do I think would win that fight? First, I want to say prayers to the family, friends of Patrick Day and Patrick Day. We know that Patrick Day, he suffered brain injury, if you don't know, by the hands of Conway. It was a very just horrendous knockout. He hit his head on the canvas, and now Patrick Day is in extreme critical condition. So it's not looking good for Patrick Day. Also, prayers to Conway, the fighter who was also in the ring, who knocked out Patrick Day. Many times we hear about the injured, but the fighter who helped cause the injury is in a dark place themselves. You have Nigel Benn, who was suicidal after the G-Man. What happened there? The fatal injury of Jimmy Doyle and how Sugar Ray Robinson wanted to retire and given his proceeds of his next couple of fights to the family of Jimmy Doyle. When I spoke to Alexander Usyk in my interview, he said how dark he felt and the deep sympathies and how great he felt after he found out that Adonis Stevenson was fine and he's doing better. So prayers to Patrick Day and Conway. We pray for a full recovery of Patrick Day. Okay, let's talk about Alexander Usyk versus Deontay Wilder and who I think would win that fight. Coffee. I know I made a video a couple days ago, right after the Alexander Usyk victory of Chaz Witherspoon. I said some things there giving Alexander Usyk a lot of credit, and there were things in there that I thought that were questions that needed to be answered. So I'm going to dive deeper into that in analyzing who will win between Deontay Wilder versus Usyk. Let's talk about Alexander Usyk for a minute. We know he fought Chaz Witherspoon, okay? Chaz Witherspoon came fresh off the couch, which I mentioned before. I didn't think Witherspoon was going to put up that much resistance, but that's not what I was looking at. What I was looking at from Usyk was, is he the same guy after his bicep tear? Is he the same guy in heavyweight that he was as a cruiserweight? I was not surprised to see him warm up, shake some of the rust off, and show his hand speed, show his head movement. Witherspoon said that he was very awkward. Witherspoon said that he was very fast. And that's what I expected out of Usyk. Usyk showed a huge amount of skill. Like I said, this isn't his first fight, okay? This isn't even his first fight at heavyweight. But you have to look at Alexander Usyk as an undisputed cruiserweight, knowing that the boy can fight. And like I said, this wasn't even his first fight at heavyweight. He fought in a tournament in amateurs, beating Joe Joyce. And I saw a lot of comments when people say, hey, I want to see Usyk versus Joe Joyce and guys like that. Well, we saw that. And he destroyed Joe Joyce. He gave Joe Joyce a boxing lesson. So we should have known that Usyk was going to display mad skills as a heavyweight. The question is, what does he do with a heavyweight who is taking a fight to him? How does he handle the power of a heavyweight? And like I said, Chaz Witherspoon, he couldn't display that. He just got off the couch. And Chaz Witherspoon was at the twilight of his career anyway. So there's a lot of questions that needs to be answered with Usyk as far as a heavyweight. We all know that. I brought up Terrence Crawford before because when Terrence Crawford was at 140, I knew he would be one hell of a 147-pounder. Because he was stepping into the ring at 154. I didn't think his skill set were going to leave at 147. So I knew what he was going to be, and that's Usyk. I knew he was going to be as skillful as he was at cruiserweight, at heavyweight. His skills didn't go anywhere. This wasn't his new fight, his first rodeo. But let's talk about the matchup between him and Deontay Wilder. When I bring up Alexander Usyk and bring up his skill set, what I say is I think he's going to take advantage of these big, slow heavyweights. Deontay Wilder, not that. Deontay Wilder, in my opinion, is a person who's taking advantage himself of big and slow heavyweights. Him coming in at 212, 215, 218, using his athleticism, his movement, which is why I think he's so successful in the heavyweight division today. I think you should be lighter, should have more mobility. That's why I think the fighters in the 90s and the 70s were better than fighters today at heavyweight. With that said, Alexander Usyk, a far better fighter skill-wise. He will outperform Deontay Wilder as far as skill. But Deontay Wilder, all he needs to do is line up his right hand. And that doesn't seem like a big game plan for any other fighter, but for Deontay Wilder, it's an efficient one, I promise you that. If Deontay Wilder were to land on Usyk, he would go to sleep. But if you look at Usyk, let's say his skill level compared to Tyson Fury. I often say Alexander Usyk is a better fighter than Tyson Fury as far as skill-wise. Alexander Usyk said that Deontay Wilder would be an easier fight for him than Tyson Fury because of the skill. But when I look at Deontay Wilder against Tyson Fury and how Deontay Wilder couldn't really hit Tyson Fury with any clean shots, you say, well, if Tyson Fury's defense is that good, then he wouldn't be able to hit Usyk with any clean shots. Not exactly the case. I think Deontay Wilder can't punch down. So I think the way Tyson Fury move out of, the way of punches, the way he defend, he ducks down. Usyk, he goes side to side. It's kind of like James Toney and Evander Holyfield. Both of them, decent defense. James Toney, though, he gets low. Holyfield, he bounces around. He uses his feet, his athleticism, and he moves his head side to side. That's the style of defense that Usyk has. Deontay Wilder, he doesn't have to punch down that much at Usyk. Though Usyk is shorter, he doesn't duck much. He actually fight tall. So I think the way Usyk fight, the way he defend his punches, I think it would be a little bit less frustrating for Deontay Wilder than Tyson Fury. Like I said, styles make fights. But here's the caveat. Usyk offense is better than Tyson Fury's. His hand speed, his combination punches, his accuracy, his aggression, the way that he can hit you, move to the side, hit you a few more times, move to another side, and that can discourage Deontay Wilder from throwing that right hand a million times. I think it's a good matchup, I honestly do. But I think Deontay Wilder posed the type of problem for Usyk that I'm not sure he's thinking about when he says that Deontay Wilder is not that hard of a fight for him. Deontay Wilder is a very difficult fight for Usyk. Just because Deontay Wilder is athletic. He can move around and throw that right hand from a distance. If I were to put my money on the fight between Alexander Usyk and Deontay Wilder, as of right now, with all of the questions out there, I will put my money on Deontay Wilder. And when I looked at Usyk against Witherspoon, Witherspoon couldn't land on him. It was a dominant performance, but it should have been. Witherspoon landed 16 punches in 6 rounds. He couldn't hit him. But when he did, he bruised him up. And I think Usyk, there were a few punches that Witherspoon landed on Usyk that Usyk didn't like. Witherspoon, he admitted to that himself. I think against Deontay Wilder, as of right now, if I were to put my money on it, while Usyk is trying to warm up, I don't think he would get that chance to warm up against Deontay Wilder as of right now. But we'll see as fights go on. Let's see how Usyk does against a Povetkin. Let's see how he does against a Chisora. Let's see how he does against a few of these boys before I start giving Usyk more credit than he deserves right now as a heavyweight. But I tell you this, skill-wise, he's the most skillful heavyweight out there. ShowBizz, the dope. I can't wait to read the comments, man. This is going to be busy. Many of you didn't even make it to this point of the video. You're going to be in the comments making points that I've already made. I'm out.